Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been about a month since my last upload, but I'm back now and ready to resume uploading weekly. Today I'm going to be talking about this recent forum post on Hypixel, the 1.0 design thread number 5. If you enjoyed today's video, please could you consider leaving a like and subscribing, because it's one click for you, but it means a lot to me. Enjoy the video. So before we talk about design threads, it's important you know what the 1.0 update itself is. Well, simply put, the Hypixel Skyblock 1.0 update is an update which will be releasing for Skyblock later this year or at some point next year. The update will be the moment that Skyblock officially leaves the prototype lobby and becomes a normal game. There's already been lots of rumours and ideas about things they might be changing in 1.0, but now in these design threads they've given us some clarity. Kind of. But why do I say kind of? It's because the design threads that they've been posting on the forums aren't telling us anything for sure. Instead, they're letting us know some of the ideas proposed by the administrators at Hypixel. This is to allow them to find out what the players want to happen and make sure the updates reflect both what is good for the server and what is good for the players. So bearing in mind that none of this is for certain yet, let's take a look at some of the stuff they talk about in the 5th design thread. So, first of all, we have quality of life changes for dungeons. These are a key part of getting certain loot and items in Skyblock, and most players have probably tried them a few times, and if you're like me, probably been destroyed by the bosses and mini-bosses roaming around. So what changes are they suggesting for dungeons? One of them is to do with dungeon secrets, which are the secret items hidden around the dungeons. When found, secrets increase your exploration score. The change that they've suggested is that in 1.0, you will only need to find 60% of the total secrets in order to get all the score you can get from them. For every 1% of secrets found after this, you will instead get an extra 0.5% Catacombs XP. Furthermore, they've also made the speed score harder to max out, and the first completion XP bonus will now instead be given for the first 5 completions. And while we're on the topic of scores and stuff like that, another change in 1.0 is player info. You will be able to hover your mouse over a player name in chat, which will show information about them, including their guild, Skyblock level and other stuff too. This sounds pretty cool to me, as it will make it much easier than having to use mods or external websites to check details, as simply hovering over a username is much quicker and simplistic. Now another change, and this time to do with Slayer bosses. Slayer bosses are what you face off against at the end of a Slayer quest, which is started by talking to Maddox the Slayer. Slayer quests allow you to collect materials for crafting some pretty cool loot. The change that the admins have suggested in 1.0 is for something called yearly Slayer progress. This means that each time you kill a specific Slayer boss, the next one will be slightly stronger, but will have slightly better odds for rare rewards and extra XP. This will keep increasing as you kill the boss, making the boss more difficult, but the rewards more beneficial. Their plan is that this will mean that eventually each year, you'll reach your limit if you keep trying, and will have to wait a few days for the boss to reset. I'll point out here that this is speaking about the Skyblock years, and not in real life years. Now this one also sounds pretty cool to me, and I can see that it would be great for people who find Slayer quests really easy, as they'll now get a better challenge for better loot. Now, I've currently talked about loads of good changes, so let's now talk about a change that might be a bit more sad for the people. They are suggesting getting rid of fairy souls. In case you weren't already aware, fairy souls can be found dotted around the worlds of Skyblock, and every time you collect 5 of them, you can find Tia the Fairy and hand them in exchange for bonus stats. This was something that the admins clearly didn't like, so they've proposed that in 1.0, fairy souls will not reward stats anymore, and will instead reward extra storage space, which I guess is pretty cool, although sad for the people who like to find all those fairy souls to get those bonus stats. And finally, something which, in my opinion, is going to be really cool, the museum. You'll be able to donate nearly any armour, weapons or rare items to the curator, and he'll sometimes give you rewards as you complete your museum. So you don't have to worry about losing your items, that won't be happening, don't worry. Instead, donated items will be tied to your account, meaning you can't sell on items or anything like that if you've already donated them. The admins have said that the curator will track when you give him items. Now this is cool, because it means that you can show if you are one of the first people to donate an item, etc. And also, because the museum is going to be a physical place on the map, you can choose what items you can display, and anyone can visit the museum you have set up. They even hinted that you might be able to get tipped, perhaps for coins or something else. And that's the summary of what is discussed in design thread number 5 about the 1.0 update. Big shout out to Halby for creating the thumbnail for this video. Please go and subscribe to his channel using the link in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, could you consider taking a second to click subscribe on my channel, because it'd be amazing if I reached 400 subscribers. I'll hopefully make a video about design thread number 6 when it releases. And if you want to let me know your opinions on the one I've talked about today, let me know down in the comments. I thank you for watching and I hope you have a good day. Goodbye for now.